Welcome back. And before we get into Calgary and Dallas, which is about to start, I want to talk to you guys about the New York Islanders. And I know people are going to say, well, it's fine. They're just going to get knocked out in the next round. It's fine. All I know is we could see the Islanders and the Flyers, and I don't know how that series would go. I'm thinking scoreless, 5 overtimes. Both teams play a very suffocating defensive style, although you would be forgiven for not realizing that with Philly last night. And of course, we can't count any chickens because Philly hasn't won their series yet. But tonight, the Islanders pulled this off. And the Capitals, they see, okay, so there's two ways to look at this. You can look at this and say there's players for Washington that clearly are not 100%. Backstrom is not 100%. There's no way that John Carlson's 100%. No chance. But you at the same time can't take anything away from what the Islanders did here. This was a dismantling by the New York Islanders again. This is 2 series in a row. They knocked out the Panthers, they knocked out the Capitals, and here we go. We're moving on again. And for the Caps, what now? What now for the Caps? Now this is 2 straight years of being knocked out in the first round of the playoffs. They didn't look very sharp during the round robin. They didn't look very sharp in this round. And I just ask myself, what's next for these guys? Are we going to see the Capitals maybe fall a little bit in the standings next season? So Clutterbuck and Brassard were out. Del Cole and Johnston were in, and Backstrom's back, but not that Backstrom played a ton. Backstrom wasn't on the first line most of the night. And really, in all honesty, this team was not playing great. But again, you can't take anything away from the Islanders. So, no shots in the first 5 minutes by either team. And I was like, oh, God, this is an Islanders game. And again, this is the Islanders playing their system, playing back, and making sure you have nothing. Can't go through the middle. You don't get any chances. You don't get any shots, and they wait for mistakes. Siegenthaler takes a penalty. The Islanders go to the power play. Now, the Islanders' power play had been pedestrian coming into this game. Tonight, not so much. Beauvillier scores from Nelson and Pajot at 10:19 on the power play. That was 17 seconds into the power play. And as soon as they scored, I thought, all right, that's probably it. That's probably all they're going to need. Because the Islanders have been very good at stifling the Washington Capitals. And it's going to be really interesting to see in the next round whether or not they can stifle Philly, if that's Philly that they play, or Tampa being the number 2 seed if Montreal comes back and wins that 1-7. Which would lead to, it'd be them against Boston. And then Tampa would be against Montreal. Right? You get the 2, carry the 1. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I think it's going to be Philly. I can't see them losing a series lead over Montreal, especially minus Gallagher, but we'll see. Islanders then take a too many men call. The Caps go to the power play. The interesting thing is this. The Islanders did not have too many men. Barry Trotz was very animated behind the bench, and he was right. In fact, the guy who jumped on the ice was the 5th guy. They actually were shorthanded for a moment there, and this is one of those things where a linesman goes, oh, this guy's jumped on. That's too many men on the ice. No, he waited till the other guy left the ice. We get so used to sloppy changes, which I see, like, going to games this year and being in the lower bowl and just seeing just how sloppy a lot of changes are. And how often either team might have 7 guys on the ice, and it's fine because they're close to the boards. It's fine. And I'm thinking, I don't know, it seems like too many guys on the ice, doesn't it? But this was a case where a linesman sees a guy jump on and goes, oh, that's got to be number 6. They should be able to review those, right? Right? I don't know. That's a whole other argument for another time. And it doesn't matter. The Caps, they needed one from Vrana or Kovalchuk. This is where Kovalchuk... Remember they picked up Kovalchuk at the deadline? Everybody's like, hey, Kovalchuk's going there to win a cup with Ovechkin. Can't wait to see the 2 of them together. They're going to light it up. No, they didn't. Kovalchuk was pretty quiet throughout this series. Kovalchuk was pretty quiet throughout the round robin. I stand by my statements about Kovalchuk since he returned to the league. He is not the same player. And then he'll have like a couple of really good games. And everybody goes, Kovalchuk's great. Shannon's wrong. He's not the same player. He's not going to be the same player. He's going to keep getting older. So I do think the Caps move on from Kovalchuk. If Montreal wants him back, they will likely have a shot at bringing him back. Now, again, Vrana was also one of those ones that we're looking for a goal from. He had that chance in overtime in the game they lost to the Islanders in Game 3, which was really the one that kneecapped this team. And that hurt him. Him and the team, of course. Eller takes a penalty, but the Islanders' power play, really, really quiet. Very, very quiet power play. The Islanders were blocking the Caps out. No space in the middle. None. All night. None. Zero. Second period, Carlson in this series coming into this game was a -8. We will talk about John Carlson again, because last time I talked about John Carlson, I said he hasn't played well. And there were Caps fans saying he had 6 assists in 4 games, with Shannon talking about not playing right. Shannon's not even watching. We'll get to that. So, 4 minutes in the first period for Backstrom. This is an elimination game. There's no way that Backstrom's okay if Reardon's only playing him 4 minutes. And then Craig Simpson was saying, well, maybe after seeing him in that first period, he'll realize he's okay and he can play him more. If he was okay, he would have been playing more in the first period. So right away I'm listening to that going, no, I agree with Simpson a lot on that one. I was like, nah, he's not okay. Slow start. Caps can't get things going. The shots were 4-1 for the Islanders 7 minutes in. Remember, this is a win or you're out situation for the Caps, and they couldn't get through. The effort, I think, was there. They couldn't get through. Backstrom had a shot, hits Varlamov's mask, and then the other direction, Beauvillier gets a goal from Bailey at 9:33, and then Tom Wilson hit him after the goal. I don't know. You can look at it in full time and ask, could Wilson have stopped? You can look at it in slow motion and get mad at Wilson if you want. I'll leave it up to you guys. Wilson isn't going to be playing for a while anyways, so it's not a huge deal. Cizikas gets a chance right after Beauvillier's made it 2-0. The Capitals had 2 shots with 7 minutes left in the second period. 2 in that period in 13 minutes while they're down 2-0. This is, and again, you can look at it 2 ways. Not much pushback from the Caps or great defense by the Islanders. I'm going to say it was probably a bit of both. 6 faceoffs in the first 14 minutes of the period, including there was a goal and there was a start to the period. So that's 2 of the 6 whistles. So 4 in 14 minutes of action. Lots of continuous action without whistles. Islanders killing the clock. This is part of the reason why the Islanders don't draw a lot of power plays. This is something I talked about during the regular season. They just kill the clock. They just keep things going. Cycle. Get your next shift out there. Wear the other team down. Kill the clock. And next thing you know, you win a game 2-0. It may not be pretty, but it's a victory. And it's something that works. Varlamov did look good when he was tested. He was tested a bit later on after Panik takes a penalty. The Islanders take a penalty 17 seconds later. If they'd scored on that power play, that would have been it. Beauvillier was the one that takes the hook to make it a 4-on-4. This was a perfect Islanders game, though, through 40 minutes. And I'm like, all right, 20 minutes left for the Caps. That's it. Third period, Capitals were shuffling the lines around. Todd Reardon trying to figure a way out of this. Listless effort so far. And, yes, injured players, I think, for the Caps, and great defense by the Islanders. These things are not mutually exclusive. Varlamov denied Backstrom. Backstrom had a couple of good chances there. Just he couldn't buy one tonight. Shots were 3-1 for the Capitals 4 minutes in, but they really needed a 5-on-5 goal, which has been elusive throughout these playoffs. That's how Carlson can have a lot of points, and he can still be a large minus in the series. Capitals were pressuring a bit at 7 minutes. Noticed before that they were playing Lincoln Park's Numb, and I thought, you know what? Numb by Lincoln Park suits the way this game feels. That if you're the Caps, you're hearing this and going, that's a bit on the nose, isn't it? We're supposed to be the home team. Why are you playing Numb? Seriously. Get some Trooper going. We haven't had Trooper yet. We need more Trooper. Shannon loves Trooper. I don't. So the Capitals did manage some pressure at 7 minutes, but a lot of really good zone clears by the Islanders. So there's a lot of what they call one and done. You get in, you get maybe a shot, and then it's straight back out. You get in, you get it around the net, you get close, and then it's right back out. No prolonged pressure against the Islanders tonight. Really strong defense by all 4 lines. The 4th line was fantastic, minus Clutterbuck. Remember, this is a thrown together line tonight because of injury, and it performed pretty darn well. Shots were 6-2 for the Capitals with 4 minutes left. So they'd only allowed 2 shots, but they only had 6 in the third period with 4 minutes left. That defense was just blanketing every chance that the Capitals were getting. So the goaltender gets pulled with 3 minutes left, and Nick Leddy hits the net at 17:47 for the empty netter from the other end of the ice. Backhander, wobbling puck that kind of curled in. There's no way he meant to hit the net from there. There's no chance, but he'll take it. That's a goal. It's an empty netter. They pull the goalie again with 1:50 left because sure, why not? Your season's over anyways. And Bailey hits the empty net at 18:31. And again, it was tight checking. It was turnovers. It was make them make the mistakes. Make sure you don't. And there you go. More than 30 blocked shots tonight by the Islanders. 30 blocked shots. Very frustrating night for the Capitals. The shots in this game, low. 8-6 Capitals in the first, 7-6 for the Islanders in the second, 7-4 for the Capitals in the third. Final shots, 21-17. 38 shots in this game. Yeah. Hits, 46-33 for the Islanders. Like I said, they had more than 30 block shots. Power plays, the Islanders 1 for 3, Washington 0 for 2. Varlamov, 21 saves. This is his third career shutout. The other 2 he had as a cap. Holtby saves 13 out of 15. It's not his fault. But looking back at Karlsson, in Game 1, he's a -3. Game 2, he's a -3. Game 3, he's a -2. He was an even in Game 4, and he's a -3 in Game 5. And these numbers show you that he was struggling. -2 in Game 3, they only allowed 2 goals. -3 in Games 1 and 2, that's -6 when they allowed 9 goals. He was on the ice a lot for goals against. He was not 100%, and neither was Backstrom. And that's a huge difference maker when you've already got an Islanders team blanketing the offense and making sure you don't get through. So the Islanders move on to round 2. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I'll talk to you again soon.